Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Najiha binti Muhammad Nur Hisham and my matric number is 2019289816.
Hello, my name is Nurul Izzati binti Sharifuddin and my student ID is 2019428428.
Hi, my name is Nurul Atika Nabila binti Mazlan and my student number is 2019200674.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Hanin Safiah binti Mazuki and my student number is 2019410018.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning. My name is Muhammad Syakib bin Syaidi and my matric number is 2019289342. Today, we are going to present our group assignment entitled The Impact of Small Medium Enterprise or known as SME. Before we start, do you know what is SME? SME can be defined as non-subsidiary independent firms which employ fewer than a given number of employees. For example, the most frequent upper limit is 250 employees. However, in practical, small firms are generally those with fewer than 50 employees, while micro-enterprise have at most 10 or, in some cases, 5 workers. On the other hand, financial assets are also used to define SME, which is the annual turnover of a company.
Critical analysis and discussion. Overall, the article disclosed that SMEs bring a good impact in certain terms. Nevertheless, SMEs are also facing some problems to develop their field. Therefore, they need to upgrade and make improvements to overcome the problems with the government's help. SMEs will become more flexible and more international if they could handle their business professionally and efficiently. In the article, there are various sources of financing that could be supplied towards SMEs by specialist funds such as private individuals, corporations, government entities, pension funds, banks, insurance firms, endowments, and also foundations. It might also be provided by the company directly. The article also states about financing from venture capitalists. In my view, the article is not fully covered about the type of SME financing. There are a lot of SME financing that is not mentioned in the article, such as trade credit, leasing, supply chain financing, and more. Supposedly, the article should be more specific on the type of financing according to the sources of financing, which is borrowing and capital. In terms of borrowing, there are two categories, which are short-term debts and long-term debts. Short-term debts are payable within 1 year, such as trade credit, bank overdraft, a 6-month loan, and etc., while long-term debts are payable after 1 year, such as bonds, debentures, a 5-year loan, and more. Another source of financing is capital, whereas SME's financing is a sole trader. It can raise their own capital by his own money to finance the investment or earning endowments or foundation.
The article mentioned about what government should do in economic restructuring, such as lowering the regulatory burden on small businesses, promoting small business development by providing capital, reforming fiscal practices, and reducing administrative burdens, etc. The article was not fully covered since the SMEs bodies also should do something to expand their condition for SMEs competitiveness. For example, every business should have clear vision. Every SME's owner must have a distinct vision for his or her company. Vision paints a vivid picture of what you want to achieve and allows you to see the conclusion from the start. This image provides clarity and motivation as you navigate the ups and downs of your business. Objectives and goals originate from having a clear vision for your company. Besides, every SME's owner must be financially sound. Running a small business requires a strong financial foundation, caution, and efficient resource allocation. One method to accomplish this is to look into all of your financial choices. These options include bootstrapping your company or seeking funding from family, friends, business acquaintances, investors, bank, and other sources. Furthermore, every SME's owner must harness the potential of technology. To build their business, small enterprises must use technology wisely. The need for digitalization of business via ERP, CRM, HRMS, and related tools has never been greater. In order to provide effective business insights, SMEs must also use data. In addition, SMEs may use cloud technology to cut costs and boost productivity.
Next, we are going to share our originality of thoughts, logical and reasonableness. I'm going to talk about impact of COVID-19 on SME. As we know, nowadays, many small enterprise and entrepreneurial venture are projected to close as a result of COVID-19 social distancing limits and health and economic-driven demand shift. The breakout of COVID-19 and the subsequent lockdowns had a significant impact on SMEs. So, the first impact of COVID-19 on SME is since the pandemic has already caused massive dislocation among small businesses just several weeks after its onset and prior to the availability of government aid through the Coronavirus Aid, Relief and Economic Security CARES Act. Across the full sample, 43% of businesses had temporarily closed and nearly all of these closures were due to the COVID-19. Secondly, the risk of closure was negatively associated with the expected length of the crisis. Moreover, businesses had widely verified belief about the likely duration of COVID-related disruption. Lastly, many small businesses are financially fragile. The median business with more than $10,000 in monthly expenses had only about 2 weeks of cash on hand at the time of the survey.
Next, I'm going to share few ways on how small companies can out-innovate large corporations. Many small companies owners assume that innovation is only for big corporations with large research and development departments and experts on staff. Many leaders are unable to properly identify and implement innovations in their firms due to this mistaken perception. As a result, small companies may miss out on key ideas that could help them establish a profitable business. Small company owners can take use of their company's size and culture to create and implement innovative ideas quickly. Here are 3 ways that small companies can innovate more effectively than big corporations. Firstly, by adjusting to technological revolutions more quickly, we may make significant changes to the way we work in our small businesses. This is due to the fact that market research requires more people than usual. Fortunately, this method is less difficult for small businesses because we only need a few departments, each with 3 or 4 workers to update. Furthermore, we may leverage new platforms and methods with less disruption, such as the switchover, which is easier to negotiate without the risk of a company with hundreds of people coming to a standstill. Secondly, there is no need for small companies to be concerned when trying unproven ideas. They have a smaller number of people that rely on them. They have a smaller number of shareholders to persuade. They have a lower risk of ruining their name and losing years' worth of earnings because of looking for a lower amount of money. It may be easier to get the money we need. With a credit card or 2, we might be able to get all the support we need. In short, the risk is lower, but the reward is greater. Lastly, smaller companies deal with fewer customers than larger companies, which harder to build strong bonds with customers. As a result, we will be able to understand more about how our product or service will affect them. A small business can devote more time and resources to its customers and have a better understanding of their specific problems.
As for the conclusion, in OECD economies, small-medium enterprise account for about 95% of enterprise and 60 to 70% of employment, and they create a considerable share of new jobs. They have distinct advantages and disadvantages that may necessitate unique policy responses. However, many of the classic issues that SME face, such as a lack of funding, difficulties leveraging technology, and low productivity continue to exist. Small businesses must improve their managerial skills, information gathering capabilities, and technological infrastructure. Therefore, SME access to financing, information infrastructure, and worldwide markets must all be improved by governments. In addition, government policy initiatives should take into account regional and local elements that influence entrepreneurship and build on this unique characteristic to develop large-scale partnership. Lastly, local institutions, industry groupings, and inter-firm links should all be used to develop and deepen the macro-level bonds that can underline global competitiveness. That's all from us. Thank you.